Okay, did everyone send me the... Oh. 1 second. Okay, did everyone send me the test?
У меня есть просьба одну. Можете мне написать, пожалуйста?
Да.
Что-то написать. Спасибо.
Не за что. Gulzada, please also send the test. Can someone translate quickly to Uzbek for her to send the tests also? Okay, perfect. So everyone has given them, or like, how do you say, sent them to me. So we're gonna quickly, we have 20 minutes left, so not a lot of the lesson. But I will try to correct the tests until next Friday, or like this week's Friday, I mean. So you should get the results back by Friday. Okay. So we're gonna start with one new topic. It's called what is it called in English? It's called consonant gradation. Градиация согласных, maybe. I don't know. Не знаю, как перевести на русский. So you can also find...
Не, ничего.
Okay. So you can see, you can see this also on page, it's the same thing. On page 36, you can find the same picture. So one specialty also about Finnish is when you conjugate consonants, In some of the letter combinations, there is changing. So some of the letter combinations have two forms, a strong form and a weak form. Silная форма и слабая форма, I think would be translated to English, the Russian, I mean. So when you use certain cases, you need to also take into consideration, one thing is vowel harmony that you need to remember, but another thing is the consonant gradation. So in Finnish, it would be called KPT-vaihtelu or astevaihtelu, but we call it KPT-vaihtelu because it mostly affects words with K, P, and T. There's some other letter combinations as well, but yeah, that's what it's called in Finnish. So this is mostly something that you just need to learn by heart. Maybe trying to learn this list of the changes might help you, or just trying to remember the list of words and maybe try to remember that way. But unfortunately, there's no easy way out of this. But yeah, once you start getting more used to Finnish and you get more used to the language, you will start to hear it, and it sounds it's easier to pronounce when you do this consonant gradation. So it's not used in every form, and you will learn more in which forms they are used, and we'll go one by one when we start going through the cases and conjugations of verbs, for example. You will learn in which of the conjugations it happens and which it doesn't. We're not going to go through them now as a list because that doesn't make sense. You don't it doesn't help you learning it at this point. But the basic idea is that it happens if we haven't really gone through how still in Finnish, but it's pretty much the same in every language. So it's short parts. You know what a syllable is? The short parts that make a word. So for example, Afrikka would be Afrikka. How is it actually? Afrikka. Yeah. So Afrikka or Eurooppa.
You have a very
or
bad connection. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
Oh no. They cut the power here. I don't know if that affects it. So can you hear me at all?
Now we can hear you, but when you are teaching, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. So I'm going to explain it one more time. So one thing that you need to take into consideration when you conjugate Finnish words is vowel harmony. And the second thing is consonant gradation. So that's what this system is called. So often when you conjugate Finnish words, if they have these letter combinations that you see over here, in certain conjugations, they change. So the words that have these kind of have a pair. So here, for example, the word Afrikka, which is Africa. When you add an ending to it, Afrikasta, which means from Africa, the other K drops. So because here is two Ks, and this is considered the strong form, when you conjugate it and put the ending on it, it uses the weak form of the word, Afrikasta. So Afrikka, Afrikasta. And here are all the letter combinations that it happens with. And it happens always when you, or it doesn't happen always when you conjugate, I mean, not in every single conjugation, but you will learn further as we go along, and you will, we will go through the cases, and verb conjugations, you will learn which forms have the weak form when you put the ending on it, but some forms don't have the weak form when you conjugate it. Okay, but you shouldn't, there's no point in me teaching you in a list that these have these doesn't, these have these doesn't, because you will learn them as we go on. But it's just important for you to learn to differentiate between the weak form and the strong form. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read these words as a pair, one by one. I want you to repeat after me. And then we will try to do an exercise. There's really no other way out of this, unfortunately, than for you to try to learn it by heart. Once you get better at Finnish and once you start getting a touch for it, you will start to hear when you need to change the consonants. But I understand that in the beginning it's well, if not impossible, almost impossible to hear it, but you will learn the difference. Okay? So please repeat after me. Afrikka, Afrikasta.
Afrikka, Afrikasta.
Afrikka, Afrikasta.
Afrikka, Afrikasta.
Eurooppa, Euroopasta. Euroopassa. Eurooppa, Euroopassa.
Eurooppa, Euroopassa.
Konsertti, konsertin.
Konsertti, konsertin.
So here, for example, you can't say Afrikasta or Euroopasta or konsertin. So you drop the other. So here, when there's a double consonant of K, P, or T, you drop them. You drop the other one of the pair. So you only have a single consonant in the weak form. So these all act the same way, so to say. So there's a double consonant and you drop the pair, the other one from the pair. So then you have a single consonant. Then we have when you have only a single consonant in the strong form. So we have, for example, Turku, Turussa.
Turku, Turussa.
Leipä, leivällä.
Leipä, levällä.
Katu, kadulla.
Katu,
kadulla.
katulla.
So here it's again K, P, and T, but these kind of well, the K drops completely, and these one get sort of like a softer form, you would say. P and V are kind of, V is maybe a little bit softer, and same with T and D. D is maybe a little bit softer than a hard T, or te in Finnish. So they get a little bit softer. Then we have these ones, the last ones that have N's and M's and T's and R's and those. So the first one is Helsinki, Helsingissä.
Helsinki, eli Helsingissä.
Then the next one is Hollanti, Hollannin.
Hollanti, Hollanti.
Rumpu, rummun.
Rumpu, rummu.
Ilta, illalla.
Ilta, illalla.
Parta, parran.
Parta,
parran.
parran.
Perfect. So one thing that you can also notice that all of these are in the end of the word. So all of these changes happen at the end of the word. So it's between the last two syllables. You necessarily don't know, or like the syllable thing. It might be difficult to recognize in the beginning. And we haven't really gone through the technicalities of how you recognize a syllable because it's not very necessary. But in this situation, you can just see that it's happening at the end of the word. So I think that's the best rule for you. So in the end of the word, the changing happens. But if it would be in the very beginning of the word, then it doesn't happen. So always in the end. There's a few exceptions when this doesn't happen. Are these letter combinations? HK, SK, ST, and TK. Here are a few examples. So if you have, for example, posti, it doesn't change, and it's postissa. So it doesn't become post, because according to this rule, posti, there's a T there, so it would become a D. So according to this rule, it would become postdissa, but it doesn't change because ST combination doesn't change. So it keeps the same. Or another combination, TK, as you can see here, TK doesn't change. So matka, matkalla. Okay? And then another situation where it doesn't change is when there's two vowels at the end of the word. So if the word ends with two vowels, then it doesn't change. So vapaa, vapaasta, or keittiö, keittiössä. Okay? Of course, you don't know it now by heart, but do you at least everyone kind of understand what I'm talking about? Хотя бы как-то понятно, о чем я говорю.
Да, понятно.
Okay, so this is just something that you unfortunately need to learn by heart. I know it's not going to be easy, and it's understandable that you make mistakes in it. And even if you do, you will, as I've said with many of these things, you will still be understood, and it's not the end of the world, but it's just something that you need to unfortunately learn, and you will get better at it, and you will start to learn how to do it. So here, for example, here it's shown in a sentence. Does someone want to read the text box out loud?
Can you repeat, please?
Does someone want to read this out loud?
Mm.
Citaatko te Usno?
Hei, minä olen Jaap. Asun Hollannissa, Euroopassa.
Does someone want to translate it?
I can translate by myself.
Yeah, sure, go
Hi,
ahead.
my name is Jaap. I'm from Holland, European.
Yeah, I live in Asun. I think we haven't maybe had that verb yet. Asun, I'm not sure. Asun Hollannissa, Euroopassa would mean I live in Holland in Europe, but kind of means the same thing, that you're from somewhere. So here you can see it used in a sentence. It's a very, of course, simple sentence, but still you can see that here you have to, so Hollanti, I think it was in the examples as well. Yeah, Hollanti. So because there's an NT in the end of the word, it becomes NN. So it becomes Hollannissa. And Eurooppa, it has two P's at the end of the word. So it becomes Euroopasta because the one P drops, as you can see here. So two P's turn into one P. Okay? Does everyone understand? Всем понятно so far?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do an exercise. I'm going to share the other document. And then we'll try this. Okay. So the first one, here, we haven't gone through the plural yet. The plural form in English would be when you put a T in the end of the word, a T plural. So sukka, sukat, it's another situation where the what is it called? Consonant gradation happens. So, and here's some other examples as well. You also have this document. So it's the same changes, but used with different examples. But here you can see the same idea, and here you're expected to we're gonna do this together now. So you are supposed to change I'm gonna show you the first example. So pankki means bank. So when you put it in T plural, you just put the letter T at the end, but you have to take the consonant gradation into consideration. So pankki would become pankit. So you put the T at the end, but the KK changes to NK. So it becomes pankit. Okay? Was that clear? So KK, here it is. KK changes to 1K. Pankki, pankit. So we don't have very many minutes left, but we're gonna do a few. So the next one would be kauppa. So how would you, if you put the T at the end and take the consonant gradation into consideration, how would you say kauppa? Does anyone have a suggestion? So kauppa.
Kaupassa.
But well, kaupassa, it's correct, but we're looking for the plural. So the T ending. So it becomes kaupat. Kaupat. But the ending doesn't really, it's not the important part, but yeah. Because here is 2 P's. So you can see the strong form has 2 P's. And then the weak form only has 1 P. So kauppa, kaupat, the P drops. Okay, and then for tyttö, we'll do a few more. Tyttö, so when you put the T at the end, so you make it plural.
Tytti.
Sorry, now I cannot really hear you.
Tyttöt.
Yeah, so tytöt. So here again, because there's 2 T's, you can see here 2 T's. It's in the examples as well. 2 T's changes into 1 T. So tytöt, tyttö, tytöt. Okay, we'll do one more. Here's an adjective as well, but it works exactly the same. You just add a T and then you change the P to something. So how would you change according to these rules? Halpa and kenkä. How would you change it? T's at the end of both words and just change the consonants. So it would start, how would you continue the word?
Halpa kenkä.
Almost, but the P changes to something.
Halvat.
Yeah, halvat. And
Ken-
then here also in
Kengät.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, kengät. Halvat kengät, is there true? Yeah, no. So the P changes to a V and kenkä changes to kengät. So here you can see the P changes to a V and the NK changes to an NG. So kenkä, kengät, and well, here's leipäleivät, but halpa, halvat. Okay? Do you understand so far what it's the idea of it? It's difficult and it's gonna take some time to get used to it, as I said, but you will learn it. Okay? So I'm gonna give for you as homework, we're running out of time. 1 second, I need to check the page. Here. This one. So I'm gonna give you exercise 5 as a homework for next time. It's about the consonant gradation. So here you have the first word, then you have to put an ending to it. And in the first word, you need to check if it has a consonant gradation in it. So Turkki, here's 2 Ks and the 1 K drops. and then you put the ending. So Turkissa. Okay, and then you do the rest for the 19 other words. Okay? Понятно?
Да, понятно.
Okay. Perfect. That's it for today. I will get the test checked for you by Friday, and you will get the results at latest on Friday. And hyvää viikkoa. Have a good week, and see you later. Nähdään.
nähdään.